hiking partner, Atticus M. Finch, named for yet another humble and unlikely literary hero. Since May 21st of last year, he has been kind enough to put up with me as I've flung the two of us into our mountain adventures. Up until then, we weren't all that active. We mostly sat around Newburyport. We took little walks in the woods or on the beach, but never too far because I was too heavy and out of shape. Then, last year, after being introduced to the 4,000-footers, we immediately fell head over heels for them and hiked all 48 peaks in 11 weeks. We so rushed through them all that I decided to do them again throughout this spring, summer, and fall. And this time, we took our time to enjoy them more. Watching Atticus gazing upon those trees was when I started to celebrate this round of the 48. But more than that, I celebrated this curious little dog. How lucky I am to have him as a hiking partner. Come wind, sun, snow, or rain, he has been with me every step of the way. Most of the time, it's just the two of us, and our tight bond has grown even stronger. When I saw him sitting, facing that wilderness, I thought of all those unlikely heroes in literature who have faced unimagined challenges and come out seasoned and strangely different. In the end, they became more than they had ever been, and you just knew that through sadness and joy, through good days and bad, no matter what happened next, after the story ended and they walked off into the sunset, they could handle all the trials and tribulations that life had in store for them. But while knowing that, I also knew the sadness that comes with the closing of a book, in saying goodbye to my favorite characters. I often mourn the end of an adventure for that very reason. I have come to judge a good story as one that makes me feel as if I'm losing a friend when I read the final page, close the book, and put it down for the last time. Luckily for me, this is not the end of a book, but merely a chapter. Atticus and I have many adventures to go before our days are done. As a matter of fact, the next one starts in just a couple of months, and that will be a story unto itself, I'm sure. While walking farther down the ski slope, through the shaded green grass, between sun-soaked golden trees, I took note of everything I was feeling, absorbed the beauty like a sponge, and looked upon Atticus with the same wonder I have for these mountains, and for the trees, and for the wind that knows them both. And watching him bounce down the slopes in his carefree style, I smiled. How could I not? Looking at this little dog, who weighs 20 pounds after a good meal, I find myself loving him as much as I do because, like all those unlikely literary heroes, there's more to him than meets the eye, and I am lucky enough to count him not only as a hiking partner, but also a friend. There are some days that are perfect, not so much for what is accomplished, as for what is felt and will always be remembered. Yesterday was one of those perfect days when two friends finished one chapter and went off in search of another. Love, Tom. Part 1. Innocence Lost, Innocence Found. May your trails be crooked, winding, lonesome, dangerous, leading to the most amazing view. May your mountains rise into and above the clouds. Edward Abbey. Chapter 1. A Door Opens. I led a most unusual life. Some would even say it was exciting. I was the editor, publisher, and lone employee of my own newspaper. In it, I chronicled the life and times of Newburyport, a small city on the North Shore of Massachusetts. I was poor but influential, happy but stressed, fulfilled in my work but not in my life. I was making a difference, but at the same time I felt like there was something missing. Most of my nights were spent covering meetings at City Hall, and after those meetings I'd get the stories behind the stories when I would chat with city officials for hours on end. I filled my days conversing with characters from all walks of life and listening as they told me the secrets of Newburyport. In a city of 17,000, everyone had a story to tell, and typically several more about their neighbors.